I'm Jake Fuller. I live in Suffolk, where I've been making guitars for about 25 years. I learnt to make things out of wood by working with my father, who was a toy maker. And I've been playing guitar most of my life. Started playing classical guitar when I was 16. And I did a course in London at the London Guildhall University, doing a course called Musical Instrument Technology, and that's where I learnt how to make guitars. So this is the guitar used by Renata for the video, and this is a spruce top guitar with maple back and sides. I generally like to build lightweight guitars, very much in the Torres style, who's quite a big influence on me. So this guitar, my guitars average about 1.2 kilos in weight. So it has a fan strutted soundboard, fairly traditional fan strutted soundboard. And so like I say, it's basically a Torres design, but I've added a few additional kind of design features on my own. Basically to make the guitar as light and as stiff as possible. So these things I've added just help make the guitar more rigid without adding any extra weight. So I have instead of using an end block, traditional end block, I use a laminated size just in this lower bout area, which helps stiffen up the sides here. I extend the upper slipper heel towards the sound hole, which helps keep this area of the neck joint more rigid. I use a laminated fingerboard, which reduces the weight of the neck, and also in the back, instead of using the 3 traditional transverse bars, I have 4 bars, quite highly tapered bars, and a floating longitudinal bar down the centre of the back, which keeps the back rigid but still allows it to move. Ever since I've been using the raised back bar, I've introduced the use of a sound post in the guitar, which I've experimented with over the years. Like a violin, it's just a piece of spruce strutwood, and that sits between the raised back bar and the harmonic bar. And then you can put it in. It has 3 main effects to the sound of the instrument. Firstly, it raises the air resonance of the instrument by about a tone. So this guitar was around F sharp without the sound post, and it goes up to about G sharp with the sound post in. It tends to increase the mid-range frequencies of the instrument, cutting the deep bass and some of the high treble, so emphasising the mid-range frequencies of the guitar. And also it affects the sustain in an interesting way, I find, giving you a more linear effect to the decay of the notes as you play them. And it's something that the guitarist can use or not. Renata used the sound post to play the Bach pieces, and we took it out when she wanted to play the Tedesco. And so another added little feature of my guitars. Renata plays with carbon strings, so this guitar is strung up with D'Addario's XT range, their new range of strings. I've always used D'Addario strings for many years, their Pro Arte series, EJ45s or 46s. I've tried carbon strings over the last few years and never really been that satisfied with them, always found them a bit hard. But this XT range is definitely the best carbon strings I've used, and the carbon trebles match up really nicely with the XT basses. They have a nice balance across their range, and they're nice and easy to play, and the sustain is lovely, and the projection is really good, and so yeah, they're the best carbon strings I've used. Purnell was my my grandfather's name and is my middle name. He was a wheelwright by trade, and he made anything anyone needed out of wood, basically. Gates, carts, wheelbarrows, furniture. He lost his leg in the First World War fighting in Ypres, and he ended up making his own wooden leg, which I always found fascinating, because the one he was given was too uncomfortable. Sadly, he died quite young. Never really got over the war, and I only met him once when I was very young in hospital, and so I named my guitars Purnell as a tribute to him.